Hi hermits. My name is Grian. Did you just say grain? No, it's Grian. Green? Grian! Ahem. Anyway, I'm here because I was invited to join Hermitcraft, and I think that my chaotic energy of starting wars, of starting wonderful builds with no backs, and my very imaginative mind is fit for the server. Having a Grian in your server is a good thing, right? What could possibly go wrong? Oh, it's season 9? No wars here. Just a peaceful Grian with his rocks, Greg, and a total not resistance club. Yup, no wars. Yet. Bruh. So yeah, when war comes in mind and Hermitcraft is involved, probably think of this guy right here. But besides this guy, the war we all know in Hermitcraft is this iconic war that involved almost all of the hermits in the server. And that is the Season 6 Civil War. And unlike the many wars in Hermitcraft that are mostly just ranks involving this guy again right here, this war is the closest thing we have for an actual war in Hermitcraft. Traps here, traps there. War llamas use war weapons of mass destruction, and in typical capitalist Hermitcraft fashion, there's also a massive corporation profiting in this war. But have you ever wondered how the hermits came to a civil war in the first place? How did the civil war really started, and how this guy became known for his wars? Like how the hermits went from gathering green heads, casually pranking each other, and then it escalated into having a full-blown civil war, distracts, and a whole dedicated battlefield all of a sudden. What are they even fighting for in the civil war? My bush? Diamonds? Fun! Oh, hi, Mumbo. Well, short answer, we're gonna all blame everything to this guy right here. Huh? Long answer. Well, there are some things to put into factor that culminated in the development of this civil war. If you don't know the Season 6 Civil War, it is basically divided into 3 parts. The first part being the initial prank wars, where all the shenanigans of different pranks occurred, involving a lot of hermits. The first phase of the Civil War, where the hermits started to team up into 2 factions, start building their bases, and defend it. But seeing as the war seems to have no end, they eventually decided to battle it out, in capturing each other's flags in the second phase. And with this in mind, how did the Civil War really started? Well, some people might say that it all started with Grian touching Doc's lush bush in his office. Cause, nobody touches Doc's bush. Bush! And also, there's also the robbery of the vault in the Hermitcraft stock exchange. But mainly Doc is more bad about his bush. But this prank on Doc was like in the ending stages of the ongoing prank wars in the server. And this may be the period where the idea of a civil war truly began. The war actually goes way further back to this thing right here. A sign. Yes, one of the things that greatly pushed the civil war was the changing of this very sign for a prank made by Iskall for Falls. Why is Iskall pranking Falls? Well, at that time, Falls showing Iskall's green heads from his vault. Falls won the green head hunt. Iskall happens to have a lot of diorite. And we all know what happens with Iskall and diorite. And what better way of disposing this bird poop by dropping it into someone's base, while at the same time getting revenge at someone. And in here, the chicken in a green costume was born, with bird poop all over. In typical Hermitcraft courtesy, every prank needs a sign to let the hermits know who made this prank. But it just so happens a zombie named Coolio came by and basically had this idea of changing the words to sign, just for fun. And it'll totally not cause uncharted events that lead to a major war that greatly impact the server and change it forever, right? Yup. Rendog? What happened here? Well, time to call the blonde chaotic British red shirt guy Warmaker then. Well, hello there. And in this very moment, the dominoes of pranks started to fall in place, leading to the Civil War. And speaking of this Warmaker, he also has a hand to play in making this war possible. Remember false swinging the Grian headhunt? Well, it turns out that Grian gave out a prize containing some sort of an IOU, in which he placed a note stating that he will help the winner in making a prank. And so, False turned it in, and they retaliated against the wrong hermit. And in here, the whole confusion of who pranked who began. In the topic of how the factions were set in the Civil War, it is basically the process of who pranked who, where each other's interests are aligned, and basically a matter of balancing it out. As for Mumbo, well, it's kinda GT him at heart, cause Grian, but at the same time, he is also in Team Star, acting as a mole. All in all, we could say that a lot of hermits were heavily involved in making this civil war possible. All the events from the Green Headhunt and other shenanigans led to the prank wars that eventually turned into an all-out civil war between the hermits. This war probably solidified Grian to be known as a pesky bird, prankster, instigator, conflict maker, and warmaker here in Hermitcraft. I mean, this was just his first season, and even before Hermitcraft, he has a history of wars and chaotic pranks here and there. But this civil war probably elevated his title even more. One can't also deny how Zombie Cleo's impact of just changing the sign changed the server forever. Well, that was fun. Let's just hope that this season, I'll never be the instigator of wars. Wow!